Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and people from all around the world, it's yours truly, Rocky in the building. And I'm sure you guys that's into baseball will tell you right now, as of now, officially, there are no Hall of Famers in this year's Baseball Hall of Fame, which is, again, now before we all go out, before I give my opinion, I want to get a little breakdown on what is the process of the whole voting. First and foremost, it's from the BBWAA, the Baseball Writers Association of America. They are the ones who can vote based off of if they've been around. I would say 10 years. If you're writing for baseball, you have to write at least 10 years, and you're eligible to vote. The candidates basically, excuse me, to be a candidate for baseball, you have to have been a player in the majors like 10 years prior to your election. So you have to play for a pretty decent time. I say, yeah, you have to play for a while, and you have to be out you have to retire like within a decade, almost 5 years, I think, at least. Um, you have to play in each of the 10 Major League Championship seasons. So you have to at least make the postseason. The player, like I mentioned, um, at least 5 calendar years. So if you retired in 2016, this will be your first year eligibility. In case of death of an active player or a player who's been retired for less than, so if you died when you were playing or before the 5 years, a candidate who is otherwise eligible shall be eligible in the next election, held at least 6 months after their date, the date of death, or the 5 year period. Um, and if you're in the ineligible list, you will no longer you're not an eligible candidate, obviously. So the method, you have to have the screening committee, and the elector will vote no more than 10 candidates. So whoever's voting, you got to have no more than 10 players to vote. And whoever gets the votes have to have at least 75% of the votes to make the Hall of Fame. It's and the voting is based upon their player's record, ability, integrity, sportsmanship, character, and contribution to the team on where the player played. Automatic elections, no automatic elections based on performance. Like if you bat over 400 within for 1 year, if you pitched a perfect game or things like that, that should not be considered automatic. The timing of the election, basically, they'll get there by November, and they should return the ballot no later than New Year's Eve. And this is all based on the writers. This is not Major League Baseball who's voting. It's the Writers Association. So, after learning all that, my personal view is the fact that I think it's all 100% BS. It is a bunch of crap. Usually it's just guys who write the stories, the trades, what the player did off the field, all that. These are not people who usually played the game. Most of them did not play the game at all. So pretty much you got the nerds voting for these players. And believe me when I tell you, a lot of people are so out of the Hall of Fame. It's just sickening. And what's even crazier is that there's some guys who are in the Hall of Fame really aren't all what people thought they were. There were people who admitted that they did some cheating in the game and all that, and yet they're still in the Hall of Fame. But for me personally, I would switch it up. I would say if you retired I would say within 5 years, the first 5 years after your retirement, if you have a big accolade, if you won a championship, if you won like a Silver Slugger, a Gold Glove, a Cy Young, if you're a pitcher, if you did make a big accolade, like you hit the most home runs in a season, or if you have a great batting average, if you pitch a perfect game or get close to it, pitch a no hitter, or a complete at least 3 complete shutouts in a game. If you do 3 complete shutouts in a game, 27 outs without giving up a run, you're a high candidate. And if you get to the postseason, yes, you should be out there on a high note. Because no matter what, I'll put Pete Rose, Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, I'll put them in the Hall. I will. I mean, say what y'all want. I don't care what no one says. Steroids does not help you hit home runs. They just make you look strong while shrinking your junk. And the worst case of back knee ever. For those that don't know, it's like back. They call it back knee because you'll get bumps on your back that looks like acne that we have in high school, or in my case, what I got now. And it's on your back, so hence that's why. But anyway, it's all about hand-eye coordination, folks. So it doesn't matter how you process it, you're still going to find ways to time your hitting and figure out the pitch right away. That's just the whole part of the game. Because think about it, look at technology. Don't we have instant replays? Better views from all the cameras from Major League Baseball? You study, you're like, okay, if they kind of use this motion, I know I got like 1.5 seconds to start swinging. Boom, out the park. Ain't that the same thing? Come on, folks. It's simple. It's all simple. But, like I say, when it comes to the voting here, I say you do some big accolades, even like Curt Schilling. Yeah, he may be a jerk, he may be an a-hole, but guess what? The man has got success. Took the Phillies to the World Series, Red Sox to the World Series. He got 2 rings with Boston. Could have had 3 had Joe Carter not hit that walk-off for the Blue Jays. And he should be in the Hall of Fame. But anyway, that's my take on it. What do you guys say about that? Comment below what's your take on the baseball voting. And if there's a special player you would vote for the Hall of Fame, who would it be? Because I know there's a lot of great players who did not make the Hall. And that's very, very unfortunate. But yeah, that's just going to do it for here. Hope you like this video. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Share amongst everybody. And I will see y'all later.